grand to be in Hartlepool. By the seaside, what a nice place this is. All I need to make it perfect is an ice cream. Or a bag of chips.
Over there is the Sandwell Gate, the water gate of the old town wall that used to stretch right around Hartlepool. And beyond it, there's St Hilda's, a fine 13th century church with its immense flying buttresses stacked against the tower. Satisfying in its massiveness, but also in the delicate shafting around the lancet windows. This area of Hartlepool is called the Headland. It's got a lovely seaside feel about it, with houses that have that indefinable seaside quality, bright colours, oriel windows, and the smell of salt in the air. There's a pleasant variety of buildings of different dates, including this Three Rivers housing project, which quite subtly reflects the older building styles elsewhere. An unusual feature is the use of black pitch to waterproof the houses. Householders are now required to maintain this practice. The effect is both striking and dignified, as well as being a pleasing continuation of Hartlepool's past traditions.
Of course, the old town is not the end of the story. Indeed, this old wall is just the first of many great seaside walls that were built in Hartlepool. There are 5 massive docks here and 2 harbours built in Hartlepool's boom period between 1840 and 1880. Then they exported coal and imported wood, the foundation of Hartlepool's prosperity. It's always been a busy port, and it's not doing too badly now. There's a great range of ships using the place, from pleasure boats to HMS Warrior, which is here being restored by the skilled craftsmen of Hartlepool. It's due to sail south in the spring. What a loss to Hartlepool. What a shame it is that it seems to be the fate of places like this to be used and then forgotten. Perhaps 1 or 2 of those skills could be used to restore this fine but sadly decaying dock office building of the mid-19th century. The docks were the dream of this man, Ralph Ward Jackson, who founded and largely built the new town of West Hartlepool. He looks down Church Street, all that remains of his grand plan.
It started all right with the Royal Hotel, which gives a taste of how the whole street might have been. But in the event, it looks like one of those small American towns in which wide streets are lined with small buildings as part of a dream that never quite came to fruition. There's lots of good things in it, though. Some smashing shops. This is a nice group at the top. And halfway down, the Exchange building turns the corner with some style. And down the far end, a row of restored, brightly coloured shop fronts with an interesting variety of window shapes, this splendid shop sign, and a promising-looking chip shop. Many of the buildings in Church Street have been restored with aid from Hartlepool Council's Urban Programme Fund. It's an important conservation area, and so it should be, with old shops like this Cameron's Vintners, with its carved wood, grapevine decoration. A vintage little shop.
Next to the Vintners is the new Hartlepool Borough Transport Building. It's a good building. It's got excellent brickwork and clever references in the segmental arches and in the moulded brick lettering above the door to the Victorian transport tradition. But why does it have to end so clumsily? Former generations didn't seem to find it too difficult to join on to the house next door.
Church Street is well endowed with restaurants and night spots and pubs. The Shades, like so many modern pubs, has got a disco inside. It's had girls dancing outside since about 1900 when it was built. What an exuberant piece of Art Nouveau decoration. Full-size figures, ceramic figures modelled and cast in clay. At one end of the pub is the Jug and Bottle, where you get your carry-out. A much richer sign than this over the road, though they do chips.
This is the great door of the Athenaeum, West Hartlepool's first municipal building. It's built of stone, dug from the docks. But Hartlepool's best municipal buildings are built of brick.
Hartlepool has a remarkable crop of churches. We've already seen St Hilda's. Christ Church was built by E.B. Lamb in 1854. Lamb was something of a rogue architect. Nothing he did was ordinary. This tower is typical of him, far too big but quite original, full of historical references without being a copy.
Occupying Hartlepool's best site is a classical temple. This was once a beautiful Wesleyan church, and despite its decayed condition, it still retains all its solid dignity.
It's a listed building, but the church owners want to pull it down. Hartlepool's council can't afford to restore it, and there's some talk of replacing it with a car park. If I lived in Hartlepool, I'd certainly want to keep it, though it's difficult to imagine what it could be used for. Concert hall, perhaps? Whatever's decided, no town can afford to lose a building this good.
Hartlepool is a grand place, and among its most exuberant buildings is the Grand Hotel, which was built in 1899 in the Baroque style. Baroque buildings are bold. The detail always stands out just a little bit too much. The decoration is lively and entertaining. It's a very suitable style for a hotel, and a very suitable style for such a town founded on such dreams. I wonder if they do fish and chips.